30 years is a long time in car design, and we've brought together a couple of Toyota coupes that show just how far the cutting edge has shifted since the 1980s. The AE86 and its modern day spiritual successor, the GT86, are chalk and cheese to look at. They're also light years apart in terms of the technology under the skin.
The enjoyment you get out of driving a car has nothing to do with the latest design or high-tech kit. It's about that feeling of being at one with the car, an emotional connection that modern technology often blunts. So we wondered, can the 1980s old-timer give the state-of-the-art GT86 a run for its money?
Back in the 80s, cars were lighter, simpler and a lot more fun. Take this one for example, the Toyota Corolla GT Coupe, or AE86 as it was known to its fans. With a curb weight that would impress Lotus engineers, a rear-wheel drive chassis and a simple 120 horsepower 1.6 litre 4-cylinder engine, the thrills might have been low speed, but that didn't make them any less exciting. Just look around it and you can see where the car saves weight compared to modern equivalents. The interior is stripped down to the essentials and very little else. The doors are wafer thin and the fabulously retro blue velour interior is straight from a dodgy 70s nightclub. It's all a far cry from what modern coupe buyers are used to, but to be honest, the low-tech simplicity makes a refreshing change. It's not the cabin ambience we're interested in here anyway. What we're interested in is the width of smile that this car can put on your face. Weighing just over a tonne, the AE86 makes the most of what power it has. It revs keenly and eagerly to the red line. On a British B road, there's just no need to go any faster. Better still, you can access this car's limits on the road and at relatively low speeds. The AE is willing to break traction with just a tickle of the throttle. The driving experience is immediate and involving without the sensory barriers put up by modern cars. The steering delivers a running commentary on the road surface and what the wheels are up to. It's a different experience, but it's a great one.
The car that Steve has just been driving is a proper old school legend. They don't make them like that anymore, or do they? The recipe couldn't be any simpler either. Naturally aspirated engine up front, rear-wheel drive and a limited slip differential. And you've got on paper the perfect car for some modern day responsible hooliganism. It was developed in conjunction with Subaru, so the engine is a 2-litre flat-4 boxer, but the performance stats ain't anything to brag about. It's only at 7,000 RPM when you get the full Monty, a measly 197 brake horsepower. And don't mention torque either, there's only 151 pound-foot, and that doesn't come in until 6,400 RPM, which means that you have to drive it like you've stolen it. Just don't try racing any hot hatches or performance diesels from the traffic lights. You will lose. However, what the GT86 lacks in punch, it makes up for in proper grown-up thrills. Toyota fitted the GT86 with skinny Prius tyres, and that's a good thing because you don't want a car like this to have lots of grip. In fact, you don't want it to have any, because then you can do things like this. This car just loves going sideways, and you can do it all day long or until you run out of tyres. Pitch it into a corner and you can feel the front end thinking about running wide. But give it some throttle and you can balance the GT86 through corners. Think of it as the Fisher-Price guide to car control.
What's blindingly obvious is that these are two cars from very different eras. Things have moved on massively since 1983 when the AE86 was state of the art. But in spite of all that's changed, the elderly Toyota has still got it.
The thing is, the GT86 could never be an original successor to that car. Safety and environmental legislation sees to that. And I can't think of any other new car for 25 grand that could put such a huge smile on your face.